shelter-in-place replacement of the community partner fair. Just know a couple things in terms of just today's agenda. You know, very informal, but hopefully informative. It's an opportunity for the partners that were able to join us today to share a little bit about their service learning opportunities. I'll also show you, thanks to all the students that have joined on, I'll also do a quick review of where you can find information about current service learning opportunities and answer any questions that you have. So with that, I'd like to just go ahead and jump in and start with introductions. And thanks for putting things in the chat box, but I believe we do have time if service learning staff, faculty, and community partners, if we could just do a quick round of introductions where you just share your name, your role, which organization you're with, and the role in that organization. But don't go into all the opportunities. We'll do that round too. So I'll start with asking Seth Pollack, the director, if you could start us off with introductions.
Hi, everybody. It's Seth Pollack. I'm the director of the Service Learning Institute. Thrilled to see everybody here virtually. What a crazy, crazy, exciting, innovative, creative time we're having. I mean, it's we're committed to making this happen. We're committed to learning how to do this well, and we're committed to really discovering how we can be in each other's lives remotely and how we can add value to each other's lives and each other's work. So students, hang in there with us. Community partners, we really appreciate your energy and your commitment. And there's some awesome, awesome projects that are going to emerge from this, I'm absolutely sure. And the bottom line is our communities deserve this. They need us, and we need to be in their lives. So thank you for your energy and for being here.
Thank you. Renee, could you introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes. This is Rene Casas. I'm the Community Partnerships and Evaluation Specialist for your Service Learning Institute. And if you have any questions and or any assistance with the registration process, please let me know. I have put in my email in the chat box, but please contact me if you have any questions and or need any guidance. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other SLI staff currently on the line? Let's see, I don't think so. So let me ask if our partners could introduce themselves. I'll first start with Juan Sanchez.
Hi, everyone. I'm Juan Sanchez. I'm the Executive Director of Palenque Arts. And I'm also faculty at Service Learning Institute. I teach 3 lower division classes. One of them is focused on immigration issues, the other one on youth at schools, and the other one on arts organizations. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. And let's see, Ellen Martin, first night, if you could introduce yourself. Oh, you need to unmute.
Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. So happy to be with you all. I'm Ellen Martin, and I am the director of First Night Monterey, nonprofit arts organization, and also the director of the Greenfield Cultural Arts Center in Greenfield, California. Nonprofit arts, lots of festivals happening now online.
Okay, great, thank you. And Sarah Tier, City of Seaside, could you just quick introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm representing City of Seaside. I work for the Recreation Department and the Art Departments, as well as coordinating for Avery Gallery inside City Hall.
Okay, thank you. And do we have any other partners on? I think I saw someone from Monterey Public Library. Francesca, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Francesca. I work at Monterey Public Library in the administration office and now with the community virtual programs. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. And then, and City of Watsonville?
Hi, everybody. My name is Tammy Stolzenthaler, and I'm representing the City of Watsonville Public Works with our Public Works Conservation Academy.
Thank you. And are there any other partners that have joined that would like to introduce themselves, just your name and organization. And last but not least, I know that there's a few faculty on here. Tyler, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi y'all. I'm Tyler. I teach the SL210 class, the lower division civics and service learning class, and I also teach an upper division social justice and service pedagogy. Glad to be here with y'all.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. Any other faculty on this call that would like to introduce themselves? And if not, just a couple of little housekeeping things. Thanks for muting yourself. And then the hard part is, and I know I always do this, remembering to unmute myself when I have a question. Also know that today's session will be recorded and shared. As soon as we will put the PowerPoints up quickly, those go up first, and then as soon as the video is converted to YouTube, we'll add that to the website. If you have questions, and this is especially a shout out to all of you students who are on the call, feel free to please use chat generously. If we run out of time or don't get to your question, at least that way we'll have it in the chat box. So just don't, at any time, if something pops in your head, go ahead and add it. And hopefully we can double back to that when the time is right. And then also know that all the information that we're sharing today, especially general information, can be found on our website. It's appearing in multiple pages, on the student pages, on the faculty pages. And so when we upload this PowerPoint, you'll also have these links. But just know that this, along with the recording, is available. So with that, I actually want to open things back up and ask each community partner now to talk a little bit about the opportunities that they have. Before we do that, let me just add that this chart, just to kind of quickly go over what is and isn't possible. Right now, the big priority and the requirement is that your service learning projects and work be done remotely. And we do have a list of remote service learning opportunities on our website. It's on the links, the screen that I showed earlier, and time permitting, I can go to the website live and again show you where exactly to find it. Also know that I'm just leaving a class presentation, and faculty in the class presentations I've been at have been reminding their students that a lot of these links are also in their iLearn or in their Canvas. If you're interested in working with K-12 partners, and they met with us yesterday, that recording is already posted. We also have a list or a link to where you can find information about that. Service at home is also possible. You can serve at home. You'll be filling out a short-term agreement, and we'll talk about that a little bit later for those interested. And then last but not least, let's say you do not find something remote in the list that we have provided or in the K-12 partnerships. It's also possible to serve with a virtual volunteer hub. So for example, the United Nations has a website now where they are matching students to do remote work. So that's another option. The virtual volunteering there's another layer to that, in that your faculty member would be a site supervisor. So that's something to think about. The big thing to take away and to remember is that on-site service is not allowed at this time due to uncertainties related to COVID-19. The only other thing that I'd like to emphasize before we hear from community partners, and this is really important for students, this is this week, and perhaps a good part of next week is when you're really reaching out to partners and having conversations with them and your professor about where you might serve. What we ask is that you please not go ahead and register for a site on MySLP without having talked to your partner and your faculty member first. So that's really important. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and open up the big screen so I can see all the faces and names. And I'd just like to ask if each partner could talk a little bit about if you could talk a little bit about your organization and the service learning opportunities that you have. So I'll start by asking Palenque Arts if you could share a little bit about what you have going on and how students might serve.
Sure. Let me share the screen real quick. So I can share with, since I have that tool, I didn't know that I was going to have that tool. So I can take over for 1 second. So we're a little, just to give you just really quickly, Palenque Arts, it's an organization here in Seaside that serves mostly immigrant families. We do a combination of classes and workshops and also concerts. Our new fall registration list is up and running. And just to give you also an idea, we also put on concerts, and we have a flamenco guitarist coming in October. I mean, in September 12th. Our classes are they go from ballet folklorico to chorus. This is something that we just did a little music video singing the song Glory from John Legend. And I'm not going to share, just for brevity's sake, but just to give you an idea what kind of possible placement opportunities we have. We're looking for teaching assistants for the different courses that we offer, from chorus, Latin jazz, visual arts, hip hop dance, filmmaking, Latin percussion, West African percussion, piano, actually. And we would do that either in class virtually through Zoom links, or prepping for it. Like our filmmaking class needs actually 2 teachers. We do not have teachers right now, and we're like working with the CART students from CSUMB and Megan O'Hara's class. I might have somebody in the room doing that. We are looking for social media assistants, spreading the word about the work that we do. Folks who not necessarily are going to be able to be on site, because we're not allowed to have on-site service providing, but perhaps you can edit some of the videos. We have lots of videos, a lot of great material that's still sitting on the shelves, and to enhance our website, etc. Production assistant for special events. We do virtual events. The first one that we're having is this flamenco artist, and we work with this a production company called Here Now here in Monterey. We hire them to do the editing, the broadcasting and so on. Is pretty exciting. We also have a collection of funds, etc., and providing and we do this all remotely, and it's pretty exciting. And then of course, nonprofit management assistant, somebody who wants to learn about the ins and outs of being in a nonprofit world, and especially serving the arts. All of these are some of the opportunities that we provide at Palenque Arts. Put the website up on the chat. It's palenquearts.org. We're looking for folks who meet this requirements, and basically what you would do is contact me through info@palenquearts.org. My name is Juan Sanchez, and we'll try to see if there's a match from your skill set and your what you bring to the table with some of these opportunities. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity to present, and I look forward to meeting some of you.
Thank you so much, Juan. And what we'll do is, if you have questions for Palenque Arts now, go ahead and put that in the chat box, but then we'll, let's hear from all the partners and then double back for questions in like voice time, real time. So with that, I'd like to ask Ellen Martin, First Night Monterey, if you could share a little bit about what your needs are. And I think everyone can share the screen. So if you want to share the screen, give it a whirl.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Well, First Night Monterey, we're going into our 27th year. We are a nonprofit organization, and we were founded to bring the community together through the arts on New Year's Eve. Our signature of Monterey event is in downtown Monterey. This year, so it says it's prompting me to open a dialogue. I don't know why here, but anyway. So, things are changed. But we're an arts organization and we're creative, so we're changing up. We had originally going to be doing a pod classroom and asked for some on-site. That's not happening, but we have a lot of virtual things happening. And one of the most exciting things is that First Night Monterey is spearheading a national New Year's Eve event from sea to shining sea, East Coast to West Coast, with a lot of first nights all around the United States. And we're going to come together and package an event that will be for everyone. I think it's going to be on YouTube. So we're asking for service learning students to help us with some of the virtual art. We always have a resolution sculpture on New Year's Eve, and so we want to develop a virtual resolution sculpture that people could from all over log in and do the resolutions and post it. And so that would be an exciting art project for someone or a group of people to come together. We are need help with, we are going to package some of our older performances, and thank you, there's our website right there. And we're going to make that part of the First Night International, USA is what we're going to be calling that. So with that, we're going to need some video technical assistance, some art projects assistance, and then of course social media. And one of the things that we've never done has been presented as something to do this year is to do some videos before and put them up to promote First Night before New Year's Eve. So how to make your celebration hat, how to get ready for New Year's Eve. So those are some of the things that service learning could help us with. We do have some Zoom art classes that we'll be doing in the Greenfield area. So bilingual Spanish speakers, art students, that would be great. And tech, well, everything has to be remote. So the tech would be the video. We have a senior at UC Berkeley that lives in Greenfield that's going to do a photography Zoom class, and I would like to partner with her and with those photographs have the kids make a book that's all about the changes of their lives in the COVID situation. So it's part of this Mi Vida, Mi Pueblo ongoing art that we have. So that would be really great to have some assistance with that. So we don't have anything on site. So we don't have the folklorica or the guitar lessons right now, some of those things that we usually have, but we're creative. So we're still evolving, and we welcome service learning, creative sorts to evolve and help us evolve. Then we are doing certain different things in Greenfield, and we'll start posting those so that service learning students can look at it and see if you're interested. Lots of graphics, lots of video production and art installations online. So if you're interested in that, come to First Night Monterey, and you'll see what we're doing, not only in Monterey, but at our center in Greenfield. That's under our outreach. Whoever's doing the, it would be under First Night Monterey, and the drop down for the outreach is our Cultural Arts Center. So we love working with the students, and I think that you bring a really creative, vibrant, dynamic presence to our nonprofit organization. So thank you so much. And right now, just to show you what we're doing, we're making these little mobile library houses. There's none in Greenfield, so we've got 4 going on. Volunteers have come in and painted these, and we're collecting books. So we're doing lots of different things because we're not right in Greenfield, which is a big presence of the COVID people that have COVID in our county. So once again, there's lots of different things, and we'll start putting things up on our site that the students can look at and see. I've had students reach out to me. They wanted to do the on-site, and that's not going to happen now. So I will create a special page and put it up this week on what CSUMB students can be involved in. So thank you so much. Stay safe and wear your mask.
Thank you. And thanks for doing that. I just, you know, I do wear my mask in public, but then as soon as I'm home, I'm like, I'm taking it off. But thanks for modeling that for us. And just listening to like what could happen in 2021 just sounds like music to my ears. So thank you. Let's see. How about Sarah, City of Seaside? Could you talk a little bit about your opportunities, and feel free to, if there's a website that you want me to pull up, I think you can share screen as well, but if there's something that you'd like me to show, I'm happy to do that. So Sarah, City of Seaside, let's see, maybe she had to step away. How about, let's see, who else is on the call? If we could hear from City of Watsonville, thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tammy Stolzenthaler, and I'm with the City of Watsonville Public Works Conservation Academy. And what's really unique about our programs is that we provide opportunities for our local students right here in Watsonville to learn about the resources that they depend on every day. And our resources that we cover here in Public Works are tap water, wastewater recycling, pollution prevention, and waste reduction. And we're also working on our local climate action plan. So our Watsonville is a town that's about 20 minutes north of CSUMB, and a small ag town. So you'll be giving back to the local community. And I'm sure some of you are actually from Watsonville. We have 2 positions for 2 service learners this semester. We're going to be doing some virtual lesson design on the topics that I just mentioned. There's a lot of flexibility between those 5 topics of lessons you could create, and a lot of guidance that you'll receive when designing your lessons. And we serve high school and middle school classes, and we want to keep providing those opportunities. We really like working with service learners because you definitely bring a fresh and enthusiastic approach to it. So really the top skill that we're looking for is just someone who's sincerely interested in making, widening opportunities for students that need that opportunity for environmental knowledge and justice. And you can create these programs on programs such as, apps that are online, such as Nearpod, or any video, if you want to create video shorts or graphics to help support this program, we would really appreciate it. So what I've done is I have in the chat, I've included my email. So if you're interested and I'm one of your top, this might be one of your top choices, send me an email and we'll follow up and get more, exchange more information there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, and then I think we have 2 more partners left. Let me introduce, is it Mr. Powell? If you could say a little bit about the opportunities that you have.
Yes, so I'm with the City of Marina Recreation, and we have the Youth Center Teen Center on a normal calendar year, but now with COVID, we're kind of focusing on the Youth Center. We have about 5 essential care workers that have their kids there on a daily basis, and what we're looking for is just virtual ideas to do with the arts. I mean, if it's music, if it's drawing, I mean, if we have service learners that are available to put together some type of virtual programming, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other partners on the call? Let's see. Monterey Public Library. You could share a little bit.
Hi, thank you so much, Andrea. So again, my name is Francesca, and I am coordinating the virtual programming at the Monterey Public Library. The Monterey Public Library is a department of the City of Monterey. Library cards are free for those who live in California. Right now, our budget, due to COVID revenue losses, has really been decimated. So we have very few staff, and we're trying to do as much as we can. Just for everyone here listening, I do want you to know as well that you can place requests on library materials, and when they're ready for pickup, you can come to the sidewalk service and still continue to check out materials. Right now, what I am really seeking is assistance with providing online assistance for adults. We're providing virtual programming using Zoom. So it'd be using our Zoom account. I would be there setting up all of that tech side. And if you have experience with either providing, using Zoom, it's not that difficult to provide the basic intro to beginning Zoom classes. So that's something I could even teach you if you had interest in that. If you have skill sets in using the smartphones, the Microsoft Office, social media, there's a lot of different just tech support that we would like to provide. If you might be in video production, there are some virtual tours down in Cannery Row that we would like to record as well. And if you speak a language that's not English, then we are also open to having non-English and would welcome that as well. Some of the virtual programs that we have done have been ones that really are aiming to bring people together to have conversation, to learn, to connect. The 75th anniversary of Cannery Row, the book, is being celebrated this year. And so the kickoff will take place on September 16th, and that will be followed by weekly book discussions, and it will conclude on November 7th. And we could definitely use help with some of the promotion of that on social media or other online sources. There's also a gratitude project, and anyone here, if you'd like to participate, that would be great as well, where we're encouraging our local community to make blank journals, and then they'll donate them to the library, and then we can distribute them at no cost to our library customers or to community members for November to have a gratitude journal. And then we're open as well if you have a particular talent, knowledge, skill that you think could translate well for a virtual program, then we'd love to reach more college students, so that could be a great collaboration. And I think that will be, just as an FYI as well, every Wednesday at 12:15 we have a drop-in mindfulness practice. It's free. It's a briefly led meditation and then followed by discussion. And then on September 20th, it's a Sunday at 2 p.m. there is an open mic, and we'd encourage all of you to join. And whether you want to share any of your creative art or just come to share in conversation as well. And I think that's about it, Andrea. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. It's a lot. And just listening to, it seems like arts partners in particular have really taken a hit, although those that work with youth directly, just, being sheltered in place has really had a harsh impact. So just thank you all again for being able to, spin on a dime and try to serve the community by still providing arts during these difficult times, let alone being able to involve students. Are there any other partners who perhaps joined that I didn't introduce that have something to share in terms of a service opportunity? I'm kind of glancing at the screen. I think we've gotten everyone. So I just want to double back. I'm looking at the chat, and one question that's come up that might be a common question, since many of you talked about teaching opportunities. If you could all speak to how important is it for a student to have prior teaching experience if they work with your organization? And this question came early on, so I think it might have been prompted by something that you shared, Juan. So how important is it that students have prior teaching experience for Palenque?
Yeah, so for us, and I answered individually to
Okay.
directly to the student, but basically what we there's only one class that we are asking students to lead on their own, which is the filmmaking class. And we do have a curriculum already set up by previous service learning students from CART, and because it's something that we don't have right now as somebody in our staff, but in our other classes, you will become an assistant, right? You would be like, I don't know if everybody's aware of, but all the elementary schools pretty much are for virtual instruction. Because of virtual instructions, they have stopped all their band and orchestra programs. That means that all the violin instruction, trumpet, and so on, it's gone. And we're trying to provide an alternative to that, and really make sure that we can kind of try to turn it around. So you need to have some expertise in the area that you want to assist. Previous teaching experiences, of course, is very desirable, but not absolutely 100% necessary. In most cases, you would be assisting, say, for example, you come to a hip hop dance class and you want to assist with that class, you will be, attending in the Zoom link, and perhaps the teacher says, we're going to stop right now. We're going to have so-and-so help out with a couple of you, and we're going to do this part, and that's what's going to be it, right? So it doesn't have to have that level of expertise in the teaching. It doesn't. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead, Ellen, if you want to jump in. Yeah.
So thank you. And just like Juan's organization, you don't have to have a teaching certificate. It is favorable if you have assisted, mentored, or done something with the group. Because, class management, even though you're on Zoom, you still have to have some of those skills. We will be doing a Zoom art class with 4th and 5th graders in Greenfield. We are starting a Zoom guitar class where we have the guitars and we're going to be giving them to the students. So if somebody wants to teach guitar, basic guitar, and there would always be a staff with the Zoom class, so the student would never be on their own. And we have what's called document cameras that we share with our teachers. So if you're teaching art, for instance, you have that camera, it's good because it really looks down on what you're doing, or you can point it at your guitar. So you don't have to, but you have to have a sense on how to teach, and I can speak to the students individually about that. But we'll give them all the materials that they need to be successful, and we'll be with them online when they are teaching. Thank you. Hope that answers it.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything to add about how important it is to have prior teaching experience, or if there's anything else that anyone wants to add about special skills that you are looking for?
I'll just mention, we definitely don't need the service learner to have prior teaching experience, but if the tech classes are something of interest, or even the intro to Zoom, patience is definitely needed. We have a lot of people who have never used any of the virtual programs before. And so that would all I would say. And otherwise, we encourage growth. So what libraries are for is to learn and grow. So.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So again, if you have any other questions, go ahead and add them to the chat. What I'd like to do is just quickly share my screen again to share videos of 2 partners that aren't here in the area of after-school youth and libraries. So you can also see, for those of you that are students or faculty, so that you can also see other opportunities. So pardon my messy desktop. So Youth Now is one of the partners, really cool partner. They started, I feel like our timelines are similar. They came on board as I was coming on board. Youth Now is based in Watsonville, and they now employ quite a few CSUMB students. Just as a quick, I guess, backtrack, this document, which is linked on our website, gives you a list of all of the partners who have submitted Flipgrid videos, and it's organized, you know, by category. And hopefully we'll keep adding videos as they come in. But let's go ahead and just take a look at what Youth Now has to offer.
Hi, my name is Stacy from Youth Now, and Youth Now is a nonprofit after-school center located in Watsonville. We offer free tutoring to both middle and high school students. We are looking for volunteers who can tutor our youth either virtually or in person. The skills we're looking for in our service learners are those who are comfortable with tutoring middle school and high school math. We're appreciative of all service learners for their commitment to engaging and connecting with our youth. To learn more about us and our services, visit our website at youthnowcenter.org or send us an email at volunteer@youthnowcenter.com.
And I hope everybody heard that. Did anybody not hear that? I suppose I should have asked that first. And so that's Youth Now. And again, they are also, if you're a student on the call or faculty on the call, just know that they are an option. And then another option in terms of working with youth is the Wahine Project. And although they were originally here to do a lot of on-site service, I believe they also have.
Hi, my name is Dion Ibarra. I'm the founding director of the Wahine Project. We've been working with service learning students for about 8 years. Our organization, our mission is to eliminate the barriers that prevent a diversity of youth from a relationship with the ocean. And we do that by bringing kids from all over Monterey County to the beach. We provide them with wetsuits and surfboards and boogie boards and give them everything they could ever imagine to develop this relationship with the ocean in the effort to help take care of it. And so our opportunities for service learners involve you working directly with us on the beach and being on the beach and playing and being in the ocean, and playing alongside the kids and helping us make sure that they're safe. On the back end, we have lots of administrative things that we can have you do that go along with any nonprofit: social media, website, research, Excel spreadsheets. And this year we have a really unique opportunity because we're opening up a community center and brick and mortar. So we're really starting a new business, a nonprofit business that is going to, we are doing inventory. We're creating everything you need and can imagine for a small business. So we're going to need help with that too. So we'd love to see you and have you volunteer with us. We love having you out on the beach. Thanks.
All right. So that's an example, a perfect example of, you know, I think that illustrates the constantly changing times that we're in, when many of our community partners have been really thinking through all summer what they might offer. And so when Dion and Wahine Project made this video, we were still hopeful and thought that we were going to be able to provide on-site service, which is now not possible. Luckily for us, the Wahine Project, though, is also being very flexible, being very creative. And as they mentioned, they also have remote back-end work, like helping them develop this new center. But for now, on-site service is not possible. It's not available. Oops, sorry. Let me close this out. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint to talk a little bit, to again review what is and isn't possible. But just to know so that there's no confusion, right now, what Dion mentioned about, like, one of the first things that you could do is play on the beach. That is no longer possible for now. Just to go back, I'm going to go ahead and share this again in terms of this chart. And there is one more thing that's missing. So again, on-site service is not allowed. So if you're a student on this call and decide to serve with the Wahine Project, great. She's going to be providing you with remote projects. If by some miracle things change and we open things up, then perhaps you can also do something on site. But for now, everything will be virtual with Wahine Project or any other partner. The other type of service that you can do that's not on this chart is that you are also certainly welcome to, if depending on where, you know, let's say you're sheltered in place and you're not on the peninsula, you are welcome to reach out to a community organization. Perhaps it's an organization that you've been part of from your high school days or just because it's your hometown. If there's an organization, a library, a youth group that can provide you with remote work, that is also an option in terms of where you can serve. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and just look at the chat if there are other questions. One of the things that people are putting in is just wanting contact information, including contact information for Sarah, City of Seaside. It looks like she had to leave the call, but her information will be on the spreadsheet that we have that links you to all the organizations and contacts for remote service. Same for Wahine Project. Other questions, and I can go ahead and navigate over to our website to show you where you'll find that. Okay, great question. First steps when we look for a site. So let me go ahead and pull that up. And I'm going to close my chat. And so Renee, or if there's any SLI staff on the call, if you notice something in chat that I need to mention. Okay, so for students who might be wondering, and somebody asked the question, where do I start? If you type in SLI and just go to the Service Learning Institute, you'll see right here is where you can find our schedule of events, and it takes you right to what's happening. So starting tomorrow, we've got our last two, Meet the Partner events. If you're interested in social services and community advocacy, and that includes hunger and homelessness, food insecurity, social justice issues, labor, immigration rights. Those partners will be joining us tomorrow, so you can find that and right from our main website. If you're a student and if you click on, I'm going to start with the question, how do I even get going? If you click on the link that says Getting Started, Elements, Steps, and Forms, you know, right up front, again, we're hoping people can attend as much as possible the events this week. If you continue to scroll down, we've sort of outlined some steps for you in terms of how to get started. And so if you look at step one, and there's, you know, kind of a lot of text here, but you want to think through, and this week and next week are really important as a student for you to just ask questions, think about, reflect on your own interests. If you are not on the peninsula, you might want to do a Google search. Let's say hypothetically you're interested in youth and arts and you're in San Diego. You might want to do a Google search, youth arts and organizations in San Diego, see what comes up, because you can certainly approach them about serving. Once you've figured out and have some ideas on where you want to go, you want to make sure that you've spoken with your professor and done some preliminary outreach to the partner. So I noticed in the chat that quite a few people wrote in, how can I contact you? Or what's my next step? The next step usually is when you've identified a partner is that you're, again, talking with your professor about it. And it seems like many service learning professors even have an assignment for you, like post something in iLearn or Canvas, giving me an idea of where you want to serve. You also then want to send an email to that partner, introducing yourself and asking about what you need to do in order next steps. And it's at that point a partner can let you know, oh, I've got an orientation, or a partner might say, go ahead and sign up. It's first come, first serve. Another step that we encourage is that once you've identified a partner, complete a draft learning agreement worksheet. And again, this is found on the website. Now you want to check with your professor. Your professor might already have an assignment or some form that they would rather have you fill out that gives them an idea of where you want to serve. But if not, we've linked a draft learning agreement to the Getting Started part of the student website. And basically this is a draft worksheet. It's not your actual learning agreement, but it looks identical pretty much to their learning agreement and allows you to fill it out ahead of time. Why is this important? Couple things. One, it means that you're taking the time to like fill it out, again, running it by your professor, community partner if needed. The most important thing is that you want to make sure that you put in the correct email information. because this learning agreement, all of our forms are now online. You're going to access it through MySLP. And if you put in an incorrect email address of your professor or your partner, the document won't reach them. So it's really important that you fill it out correctly and take the time to do that, which is why we encourage doing a draft. Once you're done with that, you're going to register your site on MySLP. And to do that, you want to log into your dashboard. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that in the interest of time, but just know that under step 3 is where you can find instructions on how to register your placement, how to complete your learning agreement or your short-term agreement, and how to enter data in your time log. So if you click on that instructional link, it'll take you right to a PowerPoint, especially for those of you that are new to service learning or might be new to even what the screens look like. You will see that you can find this tutorial on just how to register. I just noticed something popped up in the chat on how do we know which trainings and orientations to take. It really does depend on what you sign up for. If you end up serving with a K-12 partner, there's trainings that you need to do. And at any given time, any of our partners might, when you email them, they might say to you, oh, great that you want to serve with Wahine Project. There's a little orientation that we do, click here to find it. So that's all part of the important having a conversation with your partner around what's needed. Just saw another question about deadlines. The deadlines also vary. Some partners will say, if you want to serve with us, we need you to attend an orientation by a certain date. So again, it's all about having those conversations.
Yeah, and for Mireya, this is an important, you're raising really good questions, and that's why it's important for you to have good communication with your faculty to let them know also what you're interested in, right? Because faculty also have, the opportunity for them to reach out to community partners, and it's a good way for you to start engaging and understanding what it is that you want to do for your service. So as I've posted on the chat, please, students, reach out to your community partners or where you want to serve before registering your placement. I can't stress this out enough because our community partners are already, they're waiting for you all to contact them so that way they can set up their schedules as well. So as you all are going through these community partnership outreach week Zoom meetings, please write down what sites you would want to be placed at, and then contact the community partners before registering, because in addition to your registration, you have to fill out the learning agreement, and in the learning agreement, you will need you will need to know exactly what you would be doing at that site. So it's good for you to communicate with the site supervisor on what is needed moving forward. So I just kind of want to let you all know, and Mireya, thank you for providing those questions. If students have other questions, please put them down. I think Mireya also asked another question. When would you say is a time we should be in a site?
And that often varies by, first and foremost, you want to look at your syllabi. Often your professor somewhere in there says, you need to select a placement somewhere during week 4 or week 5, or they'll give you a date based on if you're a Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday class. So you first want to check with your professor to find out when are they expecting you to start service. Generally from what we observe, most students are starting service anywhere as soon as week 4. Some people start as soon as week 3 if they already, let's say they're an upper division service learning student, have been serving before and kind of know the ropes or already familiar with their organization. So some people are starting as soon as next week, but generally students start around between week 3 and week 4. The goal is for you to get in, an extended time of service, not just doing it and wrapping up in a couple of weeks. So hopefully by week 4, week 5 at the latest, you will have found a site and started serving. We will send a reminder and an email to your professor around midterms, letting them know. Basically, it's just a heads up. Out of everyone in your class, we still notice if there's anybody not registered, and we certainly make ourselves available to help with that. Also, again, given the times that we're in, It may be that you start at a site and things change and you might have to change sites, which is also doable and possible. But generally around week 4, week 5 is when people start service. Just a couple other things that you will find, and again, this is on the student page, it's also on the faculty page. As we wrap up these meetings, the PowerPoints and the videos will be made available. So again, if you're still really looking for a site, this is the week where thanks for coming to this, and hopefully you'll come to the, you'll be able to attend and meet partners tomorrow. But if not, you know, carve out some time and go back and look at the PowerPoints and more so the videos so you can get a better idea of what partners have to offer. You can also click here to see the list of remote service opportunities. Again, this includes partners who may not present at all this week, but it is a spreadsheet that you all have access to if you click on the link. Sorry for the fine print, but it gives you the name of the organization, the contact, the email, what needs they have. And just looking at this one, I know Jean received a learning agreement out of the blue from someone that she had not met. So that student doesn't realize it, but they're gonna have a conversation before they're really accepted as a service learner. So your first step, if you're a student, is to look at this list, and if you see something of interest, go ahead and email that partner, introducing yourself and asking about asking whatever questions you have, and maybe the most important question is, what's my next step in order to be a partner? Let me pause here. Are there questions? And actually, I'll just, actually, before I stop sharing, I wanted to point out one more thing that I didn't mention because it was on that chart. Again, if you are not on the peninsula and you're really interested in serving with an organization that is right in your hometown, or maybe they're not in your hometown, but they're online and you're passionate about them, if it's a brick and mortar existing organization, you can establish an agreement with them. What you're doing is you're establishing what is known as a short-term agreement. You're going to find this form also in MySLP, but this is just the tutorial in terms of how to find it. And again, everything starts with you, like logging into MySLP. You will, I'm just going to go through this really fast. You're going to see your course. It should say fall 2020. You should see your course. You're going to click on search by site. And it's when you search by site, when you get to the search page, if you type in short-term agreement, that will then take you to the form that you need. I'm going to not spend a lot of time on it because we absolutely will offer, well, starting with this Thursday and Friday, we have general drop-in time. So if you have questions about how to actually find the forms and use the forms, drop in on Thursday and Friday of this week. Check the schedule online because that'll be a great time for us to walk you through how to fill out those forms. So I am going to stop talking. Are there any other questions? Either you can unmute yourself and jump in, or any questions for the chat.
So we also have faculty for the service learning here as well, and SLI staff, Pamela Matuike. Pam, if you want to introduce yourself. Then we had we gave faculty the opportunity for them to introduce themselves to the partners.
Did she just leave?
No.
Oh, there you
Hello,
go.
everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Pam. Where are you? Yeah, I'm Pam Motoike, and I teach a lower division service learning course and an upper division service learning course that also meets ethnic studies. So I'm really interested in the opportunities that you have to offer, and I will be sending my students to you. I've got I've been interviewing my students, and I've got actually a lot of students who have a lot of our talent. So I'm forwarding them your information. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Pam, for joining. Can I ask, are there any faculty that are planning to invite partners also to class? You can just kind of raise your hands either in real time or in the participants, because that is another thing that some faculty are doing. Yeah, they're actually going to be inviting partners as well. Other questions? Yeah, go ahead, Ellen. You want to jump in? Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a place that we could, I know we did the, the video, and that was a while ago, and that was before like remote sites were closed down.
Yeah.
So my question is there a space where we could put a list of opportunities and what they would, involve, and upload it to your site, or just, I mean, I'll put it on my site also, but just wondering about that because things have changed in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that's a great question. I know one partner just went back in and refilled out the survey again, because the survey, that spreadsheet that I showed, we pull the information from that survey. So that's one option. But I would say another option is, because I know you filled it out, also if you were to send me or Renee an email directly and said, add this, to the box, we could do it that way. But the quickest way is if you still have the link to the survey, or one way I should say, I don't know if that's really necessarily quick for you, is to just update, go ahead and go back into the survey and write out new things that you have students doing. So that's one option, or just email it to us directly. In terms of the videos, I hadn't really thought about it, but I think it's an opportunity. We might put it out there to community partners if they have the energy, if they want to redo and do another 90-second Flipgrid, that's fine as well. And we'll upload it, yeah.
Okay, because I've gotten service learning students emailing me, and so most of it was for the remote, for the on-site. We were going to have a classroom audit and students, and now we're not going to even do that. And so,
so we need to go in and take that off. That's the other side of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it also then spurred me to see if they had Spanish language skills, then we could hook them up with some of our Greenfield students, that might need help. So it's all like, evolving.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions or requests? And thanks for planting that seed of, and a reminder of like updating the pages, especially since on site, we just, got the news that that's not possible. Any other questions or questions from students? I see we're right at 3 o'clock. So if there are no other questions, thank you all so much for coming and for joining. Stay tuned. If you're a student on the call, again, keep checking the spreadsheets, the videos, the website, because as things change, as opportunities come up, we'll add them. If opportunities close down, we'll take them off. So you just want to be checking and just know that this week and next week is the week of conversation. It's the week of reflecting on what you're interested in doing and then starting to have those conversations with your professor and your community partner. And so with that, thank you all for coming and have a really good day. I was watching Ron stretch, and so I'm gonna like go out with shoulder rolls, which I've been sitting at a computer all day. And, feel free to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.